So hi everyone, good morning, afternoon and evening to all of you all. Thanks for joining us today. So as mentioned in the description, Sri Lanka is undergoing an unprecedented crisis with the energy challenges at the epicenter. And with that, there's an enormous potential for renewable energy in the island. Today's session will focus on how World Vision has partnered in the past with donors to strengthen the renewable energy transformation and transform the landscape of local industries as well as uplift the living standards of the people. So this session will be a pre-record panel discussion which will be aired for 30 minutes, which will be followed by a live question and answer session by the panelists and the moderator. So let me just quickly introduce the panelists for today and the moderator. So we have Mr. Clarence Sudarshan, who's the Director Marketing and Engagement for World Vision Lanka. And we also have with us Mr. Angelo De Silva, who is the CEO for Blue Sky E International, who are the sole agents and the authorized agents for zero mass water source hydro panel technology. Also today, the question and answer session will be moderated by Ms. Hasanti Jaima, who's the Manager Communications for World Vision Lanka. And with that being said, we can now move on to the pre-recorded video. Thanks.
Hello everyone, welcome to this session with World Vision Lanka. We are about to present to you this innovative solution that World Vision Lanka with a very special partner implemented in a small island. So before I introduce the panelists, let's take a look at this little solution through the video.
ஆரம்பத்துல பிள்ளைங்க வீட்ல தான் தண்ணி கொண்டு வரது. இப்ப வீட்ல இருந்து எடுத்துட்டு வரது இல்ல.
காத்துல தண்ணி வருது.
காத்தாலையும் வெயிலாலையும் தான் வேலை செய்யுன்னு சொன்னாங்க. லிட்டருக்கு கூட தண்ணி எடுக்கலாம். வீட்ல இருந்து இப்ப தண்ணி கொண்டு வரது இல்ல, ஸ்கூல்ல இருந்து தண்ணி கொடுக்குற பிள்ளைகளுக்கு. எங்களுக்கு மெத்தவும் பயனா இருக்கு. இந்த தண்ணிகள் தேவையான அளவுக்கு நாங்கள் எடுத்துக்கொள்கிறோம்.
So that is water from thin air for you. Let me introduce you to the panelists today. We have with us Angelo De Silva. He's the co-founder and director of Blue Sky International. And over here is Clarence Sudarshan. He's the director of National Resource Development in World Vision Lanka. He's been with World Vision for 37 years now already, and he's specialized in wash. That has been his passion. So let me ask the first question from Angelo. Angelo, tell us a bit about Blue Sky International and how you've come to develop solutions, especially around renewable energy.
Okay, Blue Sky International is a small, young, dynamic company. We came about building this brand name with such, what would I say, ideas in renewable energy. Renewable energy was our core thinking when we thought of Blue Sky International. So 3 years ago, myself and my partner started this. I come from a long history of solar power and the background in renewables, which is over 30 years now. And my partner also comes into the picture in a similar vein, but on a different stream. However, Blue Sky, since its inception, has been pioneering efforts in renewables. And it's not by chance that we started working with Source USA. I think it just happened so that when we started this, we had this agreement to work together. And 3 years down the line for Blue Sky International, I think we have done a beautiful pilot project with World Vision. And we are exploring new opportunities, new things, and new technologies to offer to the Sri Lankan market. So that's where Blue Sky is right now. And I think the future will tell all of us where we are going to be in the next few years.
Was this project the first project for Blue Sky, or have you done any other projects as well around the country?
Like I said, this was the first solar water project in Sri Lanka by us, by any company. This is a breakthrough technology, and this was the first project, first for us, first for World Vision, and first for Sri Lanka. So I would like to still call it a pilot project because it's our first project, and definitely it's not going to be the only project. Things will follow, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Angelo. Clarence, let's talk a bit about World Vision Lanka and how long World Vision has been in Sri Lanka, and a bit about how we work around water and wash.
Right. World Vision Lanka, actually 45 years we have completed. And out of these 45 years, according to my memory goes nearly about, say about 25 years we were in the water sector. And, after tsunami, the first thing, World Vision provided water, 2004. That's a transformation, it's a bigger change, and we have gone into the water sector intensively and to look very seriously. Water is a life for us, and World Vision Lanka is more into the water. And now we have a lot of hands full of experience, and we are going with the water sector, for a couple of decades. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did we meet Blue Sky? How did World Vision meet Blue Sky, and how did this partnership happen?
The Blue Sky, it's not an accident. What I see that, for the last 5 years, we were partnering with large corporates, going with a different sector. And Blue Sky International was working in this sector, renewable energy, for about 2-3 years' time. And one of our board member, one of the board meeting, she told me that she can put in touch with this company. So I said yes, because I'm looking for some kind of an innovative, I'm very passionate with the renewable energy. So put in touch with that, and first time I called Angelo, very, very casual call. Then he was, the first impression is the best impression, right? Over the phone, he said, Clarence, yes, we are doing ABC and we would like to partner with you all. Then I go into the detail. This is where our journey starts.
All right. So, Angelo, how has it been? Like, tell us a bit about the World Vision journey. With World Vision, what were your first impressions, and did you really want to partner? Had you already heard about the organization?
Did we really want to partner? Good question. I think he rightly said first impressions are the best impressions, whether it's on call or whether it's in person. When we were brought in through a business forum to World Vision, for me that was the best opportunity, because I've heard about World Vision. I kind of have researched about different NGOs and what they do, and when I knew that they champion water, it was like, Christmas to me. Not really in the sense of making lots of money, but just the shared journey we can pioneer in this country, and new technologies. We are very scared to take on new technologies. World Vision was very brave to take on this, because this is first in the world, and it was fantastic. I immediately took a liking to the team. Clarence, the best. Jonathan, everybody who I met was so encouraging and so warm, and so much of shared values we had that it made it so much more easier to come to where we are today. And I can see, like I said earlier, the future looks very bright. Yeah.
And Hasina, the thing is, in our first discussion, right, I really challenged Blue Sky, right? And we had our official setup meeting. I said, we have done so many water projects, either gravity flow, pumping scheme, or, alternative energy water projects, we have done. If there is for all these projects, we need to have some kind of a water, either seawater or the groundwater or the stream, whatever the water. I said, there is no water at all available. Do you have any technology to give some drinking water? I just challenged him. Then he was really stunned, and Clarence, you are putting me into the spot. I'll get back to you for your question. This is where we started that, innovative way. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, it was fantastic, because then it suddenly hit me right. Okay, we are not just talking traditional, we are thinking out of the box. And I had just the partner in the US ready with a product. And that's how I brought it to the table, and then we looked at it and discussed and then implemented our first project. And it's I would say, a roaring success. It's fantastic, yeah.
Absolutely. Angelo, take us through, tell us more about the technology behind it, and how sustainable is this, and how manageable is this, especially when we talk about rural communities, and affordability as well. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, simplified, what this system does is it traps water molecules which is in the air and convert it into liquid water, liquid. Visually, you won't see anything that, rather than just a solar panel, but underneath it or inside it is the magic. It has fans, it has nano fabric, it has digital equipment. So this piece of equipment traps water from the atmosphere. What we can't see, the planet is a wet planet, right? And there is water in abundance up there, up here, rather than down there. Most of our water, groundwater, are polluted. That's a fact. The water stress in the world is getting really coming to an issue. By 2025, more than 50% of the world will have this problem, water stress. So we got to look for the answers up to the blue sky. to find the water. And that's what the CEO of Source did back in 2014. So he innovated this product, and it's successful. We have done this in 52 countries, more than 450 projects worldwide. So it's successful. It's in the niche, highly acclaimed, good backing, Bill Gates, BlackRock Foundation, even our own Chamath Pilapitiya, a venture capitalist from Silicon Valley. They have all embraced this technology. It has to be good, right?
Yes.
Yes,
So,
fantastic. Yeah.
so we are in a good place. When it comes to Sri Lanka, I know it might be a little expensive, but cost, as if you look at the global PV market, how PV power is now the cheapest energy form, I'm sure water will get there sooner than later. Yeah.
Absolutely. Clarence, let's talk about the community where we piloted this project. What kind of a community is it? What were the available resources? Why did we pick Uchamune Island? Tell us a bit more about
Yes, yeah. In our past 45 years, all 25 districts and all 9 provinces I worked. And wherever we go, and there is either groundwater is available, or the sea water is available, or any stream water is available. But still, there are people who are living in pockets. They don't have any natural source other than the sea water. So this Uchamune Island, nearly about 80 kilometers away from Colombo. And the transport, you have to go by road, then 1 hour you will have to go by the boat to reach that island. And there are about 230 families living over there in that island. Their main need is water, because most of them are fisheries community, and there are 2 schools, nearly about 110 children there. Children also suffering, for water. Water is the main area. They don't have any option other than the sea. So sea, actually, there are technologies, we can bring reverse osmosis plant and to install and give it water. But its operation and maintenance is a big question this community cannot afford. So that water is the need. So this is where we thought this pilot project is ideal for that location.
Right.
Because we don't need to touch, and it's very environmental friendly. We are not touching the seawater, we are not touching the groundwater, we are not depending on the rainwater. It's from the air. It will, so then I also thought it is a great options, right? Because of past experience, we have all kind of water projects. In my experience, I was, supported and implemented gravity flow, all kind of water system. But this is an innovative way. First time in Sri Lanka, I also, because that World Vision always go for an innovative solution. We are willing to take the risk to betterment of the community.
Absolutely.
So this is where I said, let's start this and talk more about this technology.
How did you help the community understand this? Were there any awareness session, and are they aware about this?
Yes, it took nearly, Hasi, before everything's on the ground, about 6 months, we did the awareness. I think myself and Angelo traveled many times to the island.
Right.
Because he's a technical person and from a company. So we wanted to tell how this technology is going to work, what are the things they have to look after, and because now in Sri Lanka, when the water is free, everyone thinking is water is free. Yes, it's free, but there will be a cost in that. So how we are going to, this technology won't give water for your bathing and your washing, and no, only for the drinking.
Yes.
The per person need for about say 10 to 15 liter per day for all their use. For the drinking, at least about 2-3 liters is enough. So, but now this project we targeted mainly for children. World Vision, our main focus is children. First, we'll start with the children. Then, if these grow, then we will go to the family and the community. So this is where we started with the children, and a lot of awareness program, and some materials we have given to them, and community consultations we had it. Several times we traveled to that location before we start talking to this company. And another interesting point also, because when this innovative things come, so first time I was really wow, this technology. When I saw the technology, it's really amazed me.
Yes. So tell us a bit about the water issue in the island, because I think we might be able to get some of the footages also on screen.
Sure.
How did they manage water, especially for their drinking in the island?
Before the start, I was heavily engaged with another corporate, right, and to support for the water need. But this community, there are two options. One is they have to transport water from a mainland. It might take about 2 hours. Or in a rainy time, they have to harvest the water and keep it there for drinking. That's also rainy season is very minimum number of months they will get the rainfall. Otherwise, there are some sand dunes there, and they have to dig a hole, right? And you can see the footage behind, and dig a hole and to take some water step by step and filter it and to drink it. There is no other way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So how do we, Angelo, what are your learnings through this project?
Yeah, the beauty of it is from such a primitive way of harvesting water from the ground, right? It's so heartbreaking to see people digging and waiting for the water to appear and taking out and storing it into a bottle or whatever. The water which is derived from the product, from the source panel, is World Health Organization approved standard. Wow. It's double, triple layer. Everything is filtered and ionized, and you get water as fresh as water can be. And so for those kids, I mean, you completely eliminate a lot of issues.
Yes.
Well-being, health, and we also inculcated the idea to them for them to take some water home in their water bottles. It's fantastic. So we were very happy. It's my first time when I saw that water gushing out of the system for the first time. Talking about wow moments, I'm thinking like, fantastic, and it was a learning journey for me, as well as I think Clarence and the whole setup. So I think we have really added value to the community by this project.
Absolutely, yes.
And Hasi, the water previously, the people who are drinking, it's not with a Sri Lankan standard. The conductivity is very high. Normally the conductivity level about 750 ppm, the water standard, but they were drinking about 1200,
Wow.
So that has led to several health hazards as well. But the water is producing from this panel, superb. When we saw that water is coming from the panel, we were really thrilled, and first we took it in a bottle and we drank in front of the community,
Yes.
So then the community started, and we are targeted for about 110 children, and there are excess water is producing. What we did was we created a system. After the school, each child, we have given a bottle, they can take the water and to go back to home. So
yes,
that also is created.
Absolutely. Angelo, how long does what is the lifetime of the panels? How often do they need to repair, or what about the maintenance or replace? Tell us a bit about that as well.
The lifespan of a panel would be about 15 years. Maintenance wise, what we need to do is very simple things. See that the panels are clean and clear as possible, and not obstructed. You mean the fans and stuff like that. And yearly we need to change the filters depending on its condition. That's a simple kind of maintenance thing. There's nothing more than that. Very straightforward, simple maintenance programs.
Right.
Yeah.
Clarence, tell us about these corporate partnerships. I know World Vision Lanka has been having a lot of corporate partners coming on board to support, well-being of children. I know World Vision is one of the largest INGOs in the world. Can't we do this on our own? Why do we need partners? And what's the value that they're bringing in for us?
Yeah, super good question, Hasi. Before I go into the detail, I just wanted to, start with an African proverb. I think at the time of our former president, Dean Hirsch, I was hosted his visit several times, and I had a privilege to meet him several times. The time of his farewell speech, he mentioned this African proverb, saying that if you wanted to walk fast, walk alone. Right? If you want to walk far, walk together. That's ended his farewell speech. I think for over 70 years World Vision in this globe, 45 years in Sri Lanka. Out of that 45 years, nearly about 40 years we were alone. We were going fast. I think we realized after 2009 this war ended, right? Our journey is far. We cannot do everything alone. Even though we have resource, even though we have technical people, but we have to work together. This is where World Vision Lanka started to partner with corporates. And our first corporate, it's one single corporate. We started with small donation. Now we have nearly about 25-30 corporates in a different sector. Working with different sector, these partnerships will bring, collaborations, giving and taking. So we have World Vision Lanka, the staffing, ground presence. Community is our major resource. That's our strength. But the corporate will bring value, will bring money, bring technology, taking risk. It's like a very, very good combination of if we can work together. Because what I see in my personal experience working for 33 decades in this organization, our journey is far. We cannot work alone. We have to work together. I think that's a partnership. Corporate, now we are moving towards that. I strongly believe in this partnership. It's growing. I really thank God for that. And, that's our journey.
Absolutely. And I would love for you to share the story that you shared just before we started the session about how Blue Sky went out of their way to, support one of the incidents that happened in the community, especially with the broken panel, and how, how they brought in much more than just the partnership. Please share that also with everyone who's watching.
Yes, Hasi, because, it took nearly about 1 year. We had a very collaborative relation. We built the relationship. We partnered with that. We installed the system. System is working. Community is happy. Children are getting water. We train and all the people, community. Children are children, right? And they play around with the new technology. There's a small playground joining with our panel we installed. While they're playing, one of the child has thrown a stone and one panel was broken. I was really because really upset. Then I call Angelo. This has happened. My first reaction from the corporate, Sudan, these are material. Don't worry, can be replaced. That has given me a really very positive strength. I said, how come now, the struggle we went through to import from there, I know that, the hassle we have went through. And I said, Clarence, don't worry, you leave it to me, I will handle it, right? Then because as a person, because I know I have gone through a lot of struggle, and then I went to the community, had a meeting, I wanted to find out what happened. So then I realized that it's an accident. We can't blame the children because, then we went into educating them. But company took it very, very positive. They said, yes, we will replace that. And, at that time also COVID hit, peak COVID time, all the ports were closed. But the company has started communicating to the US company. This panel Anjali is coming from Dubai or it's from India?
This time it came from India, of course. So there is a stock in India.
Right.
So, yeah. But it took a long
time, right?
Yeah.
But they took end to end to clear the panel. Now, actually, the panel is in country now. It's in India, their warehouse. Because of current crisis, fuel crisis, we will not be able to transport that. But very soon we will transport and we will fix it. This is where the partnership is very important. Now, see, If World Vision long wanted to bring that down, if the companies, the contractual agreement is finished and they would have moved, we have to go and to get this panel, and this is World Vision cannot do that.
That's right.
It's very difficult in this context. So they have taken this one. The main point is, more than the money, the value, both organizations working together. We have the same value, they had the same principle, and to support the community, now they are replacing that, the panel. So
Absolutely.
Adding to that, I mean, as much as World Vision values us as partners, if not for US Source Inc. Supporting us with the panel, this wouldn't have been a reality. It was a bit of a struggle to get to that, because they have never replaced solar panels. They have never. Once you install these in communities, they really take care of it. But freak accidents happened, and they took a while. But we used our Sri Lankan charm and got what we wanted. And so glad that it came, FOC, and so that we will one of these days put it back there and complete the job.
Now, after this incident, community is realizing children are educated. We went to another step to educating the children, educating the surrounding institutions. I mean, like particularly there are some churches there and some the people organizations there. So they're small. So we have educated them as well. Now they are protecting like that's their own asset. So that also
That's beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much. I think we are coming, time is coming to an end. Thank you so much, Angelo, and thank you, Clarence, for this. And thank you so much for being there for the children of Sri Lanka, especially for the most vulnerable. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, Angelo and Clarence are available to answer them. Please feel free to unmute or drop them in the chat box. Thank you again.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So we already have a question from Margareta. She's the Senior Manager, Humanitarian and Emergency Affairs for Asia Pacific region. With the current economic crisis, including energy crisis, what is the plan of renewable energy companies such as Blue Sky to contribute to the recovery of the crisis, especially for energy crisis? Angelo, would you like to take that question?
Angelo, you are muted, I think.
Thanks, Margarita. Can you hear me?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Thanks for the question. Yes, the current economic crisis is unprecedented, which is also, I think, stemmed out of the energy crisis, first of all. However, companies like us are striving for, I would say, a blend of government intervention to take the renewable energy scope to a higher level. The renewable energy is not only what we do. It's a whole bunch of initiatives such as solar PV and so on and so forth. And plans are underway by the government. I cannot speak for the government, only about my company and just the what I know. However, the government is making plans to offer hundreds of megawatts to potential investors globally for solar parks. As far as this particular technology is concerned, we would like to see lots of corporates and INGOs embracing bravely, just like World Vision has done, and to take it to the community, so that if we can support and sustain the communities, I think that will really have a shift on the economics of the nation. So I think it's a combination of efforts that I see which should happen to come out of this kind of crisis. Is that clear enough? Is that all clear?
Thanks, Angelo. Majid, do
Welcome.
you have any follow-up questions to that, or we can move to the next one? All right, Sarah says, very clear. We seem to have lost. Oh, no, sorry. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I can hear you. But
Okay.
yes, you were lost a little bit. Yeah, somewhere there.
Sorry. We have another question from Brian. He's the manager resource development for World Vision Hong Kong. Will the solar panel for clean drinking water to be further developed by World Vision Lanka? I think both Clarence and Angelo can talk about that, whether we are going to replicate this anywhere else and if we are going to have further development.
I'll let
Thank you.
Clarence answer.
Sure. Thank you, Brian. For the past years, we have done solar projects, particularly for a water sector, and converted all our electric pumps into a solar panel, and we are scaling up that. That's past experience, and currently also we are looking for alternative energy. We not only for the solar, even we are going further to the possibility to go for a wind power, right, and using the wind as well. So that also another area we are going ahead with that. In terms of these pilot projects where with Blue Sky International, that has given a good result for us, and now we are ready to scale up. And there are some local companies have already seen this one, and we are in touch with them, and they are ready to scale up that into the most vulnerable pockets. Then from that's from our perspective. Angelo, if you'd like to add further.
Well, since the question is more towards who is going to develop it, yes, as I think answered Margareta's question before, we are looking to partner primarily with World Vision Lanka and any other INGOs or interested parties, corporates, to scale it up and take this forward. So like Clarence said, yes, we have identified a few areas, but because this is tremendous current economic predicament we are in, we are not being able to push it forward because I guess it's a bit of a fluid situation, and I think in the probably in the next 6 months, when things settle down, or in a year, I think we can seriously look at taking up on another project and perhaps executing it.
Thank you, Angela, and thanks, Clarence. I have a question with regard to SDGs, because I think this project seems to be contributing to more than one SDG, clean water, good health, renewable energy. Tell me a bit about how this helps reduce plastic pollution.
Well, you see, one of these panels produces 10 liters of water a day. I think an adult requires about 2.5 liters of water per day, and so it's for 4 people, and we believe that during the lifetime of this product, which is about 15 years, you will equivalent to PET bottles or 1 liter bottles, you will save 54,000 bottles of plastic water bottles by using this clean and totally environmentally friendly product, which does not we do not want or use plastic bottles of water. Even in our general marketing of this product, we always inculcate, even for hotels or in any other hospitality projects, that they use glass reusable bottles to fill the water, and then to use it. So yes, 54,000 1 liter bottles equivalent to will be saved by using this particular product.
Thanks, Angelo. We have around 3 to 4 minutes remaining. If you have any questions, please do type them in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask from Angelo and Clarence.
Anybody with questions?
Okay, I think that brings us to the end of the session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and thank you, Angelo and Clarence, for being here today and answering our questions. Continue to be with Limitless. Do visit other booths and other sessions, and have a very good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Asanti, and thank you for everybody who had asked questions. You can contact us through World Vision Lanka or directly. If there's anything at all, please do contact us, and we'll be more than happy to help you to understand this technology more. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Angelo, and thank you, Hasanti.